Federico Chiesa, son of the great striker Enrico Chiesa, is one of the most promising and emerging stars of Italian football in recent years. Chiesa began his youth career at Settignanese, a small club on the outskirts of the city and famous for its ties with AC Milan. He learnt the basics of the game, discipline, and other fundamentals under Swedish coach Kurt Hamrim. The Italian attacker moved to Fiorentina when he was 10 and made himself a part of the first team under Paolo Sousa as soon as he was 18. Chiesa made his competitive league debut against Juventus on the 20th of August 2016, where he played the first 45 minutes before being replaced by Cristian Teo after the interval. Fiorentina managed to win the opening fixture of the campaign 2-1 against the Old Lady. The Italian international went on to make 26 appearances for La Viola during the same season, scoring 3 goals. He made his Europa League debut in Fiorentina's 5-1 home win against Azerbaijan Premier League club Karabag. The return leg of the same fixture saw Chiesa score his first ever goal in the European tournament. When Stefano Pioli arrived in Florence, Chiesa faced stiff competition for places from Simeone and Falcinelli in the attack, but the Italian international was able to put up a good impression on the new coach after scoring 6 goals in 36 appearances. Seeing his development over the years, the Italian outfit knew that failure to land a Champions League berth would make it difficult to keep a hold of their star player, but despite their awareness and desire, they were unable to book a place in the competition. Fiorentina finished 10th in the Serie A table, level on points with Parma and Hellas Verona last season. Having developed himself into a vital player under then Fiorentina head coach Giuseppe Iachini, the talented winger had been widely linked with a big money move away from Fiorentina over the past few years, and Juventus finally managed to get a hold of the 23-year-old winger from Fiorentina on a 2-year loan deal earlier this month, a loan move with an obligation to buy, provided some easy conditions are met. The obligation to buy at the end of the loan spell will be triggered if any of the following conditions are met. Juventus finished top 4 in Serie A, Chiesa plays 60% of games for at least 30 minutes, or scores 10 goals and provides 10 assists over the course of 2 years. Exercising the obligation will cost a further €40 million, and further bonuses could take the total cost of the transfer to €60 million. The player put pen to paper on a €4.5 million net per season contract, a salary already agreed over a year ago when the Bianconeri got their hands on the player, but the transfer failed to materialise after the arrival of new owner Rocco Commisso at Fiorentina. In the summer of 2019, Maurizio Sarri tried to sign Chiesa after assuming the managerial duties at the Turin-based club, but a transfer failed to materialise after the new owner of Fiorentina blocked the move. La Viola tried to stop the player to make a transfer by offering him a lucrative deal to earn as much as their highest paid star, Franck Ribéry, but Chiesa rejected the offer. However, things didn't start too well for Chiesa after joining Juventus. The Italian international received a straight red card in the match against Crotone. Chiesa was denied a dream debut, having started the match with a delightful assist to Alvaro Morata for the equalising goal. But in recent weeks, the winger seems to have found consistency, especially after being placed on the right wing by Andrea Pirlo. Chiesa proved himself as a real threat, with greater freedom of action on the right-hand side of the field. In the last 6 games played with the Turin club, the Italian winger has obtained an average rating of 7 by the journalists from La Gazzetta dello Sport. Chiesa has managed to score 4 goals and deliver 1 assist since December 2020. After a sluggish start to the season, the young forward is gradually establishing himself as an essential element for Juventus under Pirlo. The 23-year-old has been looking sharp and got the attention of the world following his benchmark performance against AC Milan. The winger earned the Man of the Match award after scoring 2 goals against the Rossoneri, who had remained unbeaten since the start of the season prior to that match. Chiesa was able to develop a great understanding with Cristiano Ronaldo and Paulo Dybala up front. Chiesa's double helped the Italian champions to an exhilarating 3-1 win at the San Siro, which pushed Juventus up to the 4th spot on the league table. As things stand, the reigning champions are 10 points adrift of Milan, but have a game in hand. Chiesa was quick to credit his teammates after the win and noted that Ronaldo and Dybala made life much easier for him. "I'm happy with the consistency in my performances. It's very important, and the senior players here also talk about that. Giving everything for this team takes you to a high level, and the goals are a result of that. For the first goal, I just did what the coach asked me, to release the ball and time my runs into space well," the club's official website quoted Chiesa as saying. When you have players like Dybala and Cristiano who see things that others don't, everything is easier. The second goal on my left foot, however, is down to training. You have greater responsibility at Juve. I always try to help the side out defensively, and I'm also pleased when we manage to dig in together and stand firm. We've got a fantastic result as a team this evening, and we're very pleased," he added. Earlier in his career, Chiesa admitted to having great respect for Ronaldo and highlighted the Portuguese international as his role model. "When I wasn't playing, I'd try to think, I'll play the next one. Working hard in training really paid off. It's the push that got me to Serie A and now has me trying to improve week by week. It's the same attitude as Cristiano Ronaldo. He doesn't have the talent of Messi, but won the same number of Ballon d'Or trophies. An exemplary professional like him proves if you want to reach the top and stay here, focusing on every tiny detail is crucial." But Chiesa needs to improve in certain areas before he can even start thinking about filling in Ronaldo's boots. Along with scoring a lot of goals every season, he needs to first work on his discipline on the pitch. In 107 games played in Serie A, Chiesa has collected 15 yellow cards, which is too much for a player operating in such an advanced role. Juventus head coach praised Chiesa's display against the Milan club and assured the winger of his place in the team, given he keeps working hard. Throughout that game, he made a mockery of Theo Hernandez, who was one of the many informed players in the Milan side. The idea is to put him, Hernandez, under pressure and not let him go forward as he usually does, especially when he has to face players who are also good in one-on-one situations, Pirlo was quoted as saying by Sky Sport Italia. "We recruited him so he could escort people into the final third of the pitch. His position may change, but his role is not," he added. The Italian winger is clearly the most promising young talent in the Serie A. At 23, the son of Enrico works like an ox, speaks perfect English, and adapts where the coach orders him to play, without ever making any fuss. Chiesa remains cautious of his actions on and off the pitch. Even though he's proving himself to be one of the great prospects of Italian football, he insists he hasn't achieved everything yet. On the other hand, his father has set the bar very high for him. His versatility allows him to operate in a number of different positions. He can play wide in a 4-3-3 or act as a false 9 in a more covered 3-5-2. Chiesa can be used in different formations because he's unpredictable, unorthodox, and uncompromising. One of his strengths is aggression and combativeness on the pitch, and the fact that he never gives up. The son of the great Enrico knows how to press high, and at the same time, he knows how to defend a counter-attack. It is heartbreaking for the Fiorentina fans who watched him grow up at the club as a youth prospect. The fans didn't want to lose the highly rated forward to Juventus at least, who are one of their most hated rivals. Former Fiorentina sporting director Pantaleo Corvino was certainly not happy with Chiesa leaving the Florence club. If you lose your own son like Chiesa, who came from the youth team, it hurts. But Chiesa was right to make a move away from Fiorentina to a club where he would be playing in the Champions League regularly. That too, with world-class players like Ronaldo, Dybala and Morata. Let's be fair and think how difficult it is for a player to stay at a club at this age where the gap between the traditional footballing powerhouses and the mid-table clubs is getting wider and wider in the Italian top flight. Time will tell if Chiesa can continue with that sort of form, but at 23 he still has plenty of time on his side to refine his raw talent. Clearly, working alongside someone like Ronaldo is only going to benefit the talented forward. The Portuguese legend is not going to be at the club forever, but if he continues to play like he has in recent weeks, Juventus would start seeing Chiesa more and more as the player who would be creating a legacy of his own in Turin.